Howdy! Welcome to Aspire Mountain Academy. I'm Professor Curtis, your instructor for this course in Introductory Statistics. In less than 10 minutes, this video explains the addition rule. Let's get started. The addition rule is something that helps us to find probabilities that can be expressed as the probability of A or B. Now, the probability of A or B is the probability that either event A occurs or event B occurs as the single outcome of the procedure. Keep in mind that that single outcome could be A and B occurring together, okay? Since all the word "or" requires is for one of those events to occur. So if we have one of them occurring and both of them occur, then obviously at least one of them occurred. So that's also included when we say the probability of A or B. So what you need to keep in mind here is that this key word is obviously "or", and we're using this word in the inclusive sense. So it could be one or the other, or it could be both. Now, if the outcome of the first event A somehow affects the probability of the second event B, we must adjust the probability of B to reflect the occurrence of event A. We do this to avoid double counting, so we actually get a more accurate, I guess you could say, tally of the probability. So what we're really looking at here are what we call a compound event. So a compound event is any event combining two or more simple events. We express the compound event with the probability of A or B. This is the probability that in a single trial, event A occurs or event B occurs or they both occur. So what's the probability that I'm going to get a dog or a cat? Well, if you've watched the previous mini lectures, I think you know the answer to this one. The probability of me getting a dog is pretty much 0 because I'm a total cat lover. So the probability of me getting a dog or a cat is going to be the probability of me getting a dog or the probability of me getting a cat. And though there's really no middle ground there, so we don't have to worry about double counting. How do we actually calculate this? Well, first you got to find the total number of ways that A can occur, and then you got to find the total number of ways that B can occur. And once you know that, then you make sure that there's no outcome that's counted more than once, because again, we don't want to be double counting anything. So here's how it plays out. There's basically two addition rules according to your textbook author when calculating the probability of compound events. The first that he provides is the formal addition rule. And this is saying you just take the probability of A and add it to the probability of B, and then we subtract out the probability of A and B occurring together. We do this so that we avoid the double counting. So if there's a chance that A and B occur together, then that's going to get counted when you calculate the probability of A, but it's also going to get calculated when you get the probability of calculating event B. So we have to subtract this out to avoid the double counting. So here the probability of A and B, which you see there at the end, denotes the probability that A and B both occur at the same time as an outcome in a trial of the procedure. So we're subtracting this out again so we can avoid the double counting. Then there's the intuitive addition rule, which is pretty much the same calculation if you think about it. Ways that A can occur plus ways that B can occur over the total outcome. Okay, of course, this is assuming that A and B don't occur at the same time. If they do, then we have to, of course, subtract that out. So we want to avoid the double counting. So if there's any way that A and B can occur together, then we have to subtract those ways out so that we don't double count the A and the B. When you think about this, it's really the same calculation, because when you think about how you're going to calculate the probability of A, that's going to be the part over the whole, right? And the same thing with the probability of B. The probability of B is going to be, the part that's B over the whole. Well, the whole is going to be the same for each of these. It's going to be A plus B. So, I mean, you're going to have the same thing in the denominator. And when you're adding two fractions and you have the same denominator, it just comes out to where you just add the numerators, put that up top, then you have the same denominator on the bottom. So this calculation are really the same thing, only here we're actually making an explicit declaration that we're going to get rid of that double counting, whereas here it's assumed that A and B aren't occurring together. If they are, then we're going to have to add in a little extra term here at the end to make sure we avoid that double counting. And that brings us to the end of this mini lecture. I hope you found it helpful. You can find more mini lectures for this and other courses at AspireMountainAcademy.com. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.